How we doing, family? Peace, love, prosperity. I'm trying to get this mic like that. All right. How we doing though? This is my second video for today. This one is gonna be about the Bible, and my last Bible videos. It was a while ago. I'm not gonna lie to you. I cannot read on a laptop screen. I cannot read on a screen. So I went out and picked up this book, this Bible. I got this a while ago, right? And I wanted to. I've been reading a little bit. I'm still on Genesis, right? But I wanted to read some contradictions that I noted for myself, for my future self. Right. Oh, this wind is terrible. This wind is terrible. Go ahead, calm down. Go ahead, calm down for me. Thank you. Okay, but I'm gonna just go over some things, not too many things, and we're going to be starting off at Genesis. Genesis chapter 6, verse 13. On sorry, Noah and the flood. Noah and the flood is genocide. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how beings see that and think, oh, this is okay. Killing I don't know how many people, because I'm still learning myself. But what God would do that, right? There is no God, but there is. But you get what I'm saying? Um, sorry, I heard something. That's crazy. Like what? And then and then I wrote down incest right here because I didn't. You are to bring into the ark two of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with you. Two of every kind of bird, every kind of animal, and every kind of creature that moves along the ground will come to you to be kept alive. You are to take every kind of food that is to be eaten and stored away as food for you and for them. Yeah, like if you're bringing two of every animal, I think it was too clean and too dirty. Maybe I'm tripping on that, but it was two of every animal. And so, like, these animals are reproducing with their kids, with their moms, with their brothers, their sisters. And we'll get into it later, but the same thing was happening with Abraham and his two daughters when they were in the cave. I was reading that, I was like, what the fuck? Okay. And then more genocide right here. And I will wipe from the face of the earth every creature, every living creature I have made. We praising a mass murderer. Right here I wrote on Genesis chapter 8 verse 9, or verse 8 chapter 9. No, chapter 8 verse 9. Okay. God is a mental weapon that blinds you from self-accountability. When you pray, you are praying to an outside source that's not yourself. So you're asking, "Oh, Lucifer, please heal me of please heal me of my sickness." When you could talk to yourself, you could talk to your ego, be like, "Yo, Justin, I get you not feeling well right now, but we're gonna get better. We're going to heal from this. We're gonna take the proper herbs. We're gonna take water. We're gonna fast. We're gonna eat fruits. You know what? We're gonna do what we gotta do to get better. We're not relying on an outside source for us to get better when we have everything we need within ourselves to heal. Now, yes, sometimes in some cases you may need to go to the hospital. That's just how it is. Genesis chapter 8 verse 10. I wrote down right here. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, to Lucifer, or to Satan, And taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Satan or Lucifer smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done." Okay, first off, how can how can Lucifer smell? If Lucifer can smell, what is that? That's not a god. Because why would God have a sense of smell? Why would God have a sense in the first place? That just doesn't make sense. Okay. And so, I mean, just in my opinion, from what I'm reading, then I wrote, okay, why was that pleasing? Why was burnt offerings? Why did that smell pleasing? If they did smell it, if Lucifer did smell it, why was it pleasing? And why are we, I don't want to say demonizing, but why are we putting a false light on our nature, our physical nature? Why are we doing that? You know what I'm saying? Why are we putting that on our lower self? And I say that because I'm gonna read this again. Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. It's evil from childhood. That's like saying, "Oh, this kid is evil for expressing themselves. This kid is evil for wanting to understand why their parents yell at them." That's how I see it. I wasn't trying to do a hand symbolism, by the way. I'm holding the mic. And then I wrote blood sacrifice, Satanism for when he built the altar and he burnt the offerings. God's covenant with Noah. Okay. And then God blessed Lucifer blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will fall on all the breast beasts of the earth and all the birds in the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and all the fish in the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything." How does God talk? How does God talk? How does God talk? Like, come on. Come on. How does God talk? How does God talk? What? Something else I wrote on the same chapter. It goes, "Whoever sheds human blood, by humans shall their blood be shed, for in the image of Lucifer," it says God, but I'm saying Lucifer, "has Lucifer made mankind." Lucifer made the lower way of being. I wrote that, but there's something in my hair. I feel like that's a contradiction to what I wrote earlier about not putting a negative intonation on the lower self. But if you were to call the ego would be considered Lucifer or Satan. But still, that is just, it's kind of just how it is. Putting that negative intonation on it doesn't do you any good. That's how I see it. But if we're making the comparison, then okay. Tower of Babel. This one's, I talked about this before. And it says, Lucifer came down to the city in the tower and the people were building. Then Lucifer said, if as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other. Why? Why? That's all I gotta say. What God would do that? What God would want to limit their. What God would want to limit another being's potential? That's basically. God is basically saying, I see the potential in you that I don't have within myself because I don't see that for myself. Boom. Now y'all speak all different languages. Now y'all can't communicate. Y'all can't work together. Now I'm better than you. That's what I see that as. Okay. No, I might be getting past or no. Abraham in Egypt. There's a lot of things that. So I did read a lot, but I need to go over some things and make a more detail oriented video on that. Oh, this wind is messing me up. Okay, Genesis chapter 16, verse 3. The covenant of circumcision, circumcision. I feel like I'm not saying that right, but we're gonna roll with it. And I wrote, what the fuck? And then it goes, my covenant in your flesh is to be an everlasting covenant. Any uncircumcised male who has not been circumcised in the flesh will be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. Why do we need to take a piece off of our bodies to please a God? That's like getting your wisdom teeth removed. That's like chopping a finger off and sacrificing it to Lucifer. And that's what celebrities be doing. They be sacrificing their family members. They can sacrifice an arm, a leg, whatever. There's so much more to that, but just going off of what we're talking about right here. Why would you need to do that to be a part of Lucifer or God? Excuse me, God. I see why you would need to do it for Lucifer, but I'm just saying. Like, it don't make sense. Okay, right here I wrote, I don't know what the fuck this was about. Genesis chapter 18:30 or chapter 18 verse 31. They called to Lot, where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us so that we can have sex with them. These were the two angels that arrived at Sodom, and Lot was the relative to Abraham. They parted ways. A relative or a friend. Why are the angels asking this? Why are these fallen angels asking this? Because they're inverted. They're either their minds are inverted or physically they're inverted. Now, I'm going to say physically they were inverted because this just goes hand in hand with what we're about to read next. If the wind wouldn't mess with me. My God, I need a haircut. Sorry about that. I'm about to find this. Okay, so the two daughters, they're in the cave now. Our father is old, and there is no man around here to give us children, as is the custom all over earth. Let's get our father to drink wine and sleep with him, and preserve our family line through our father. That night, they got their father to drink wine, and the older daughter went in and slept with him. He was not aware of it when she lay down or when she got up. Then the next day, the other daughter did the same thing. So I wrote down animals, inverts, incest, parasites. That's how I see that. So I'm really beginning to understand where Excuse me, nothing came out, but excuse me. I'm beginning to understand the inverted agenda more through this Masonic Bible, you know, and it's really coming together. I'm not even through Genesis yet, so I have a lot to do research for myself. But I wanted to bring those points to you. Hopefully, this doesn't knock over my phone. This wind is mad strong. Sorry about that. But yeah, those were just some things that I had written down as of late, and I'm going to bring more to you because that was kind of just off the dome. It wasn't really very oriented as I would want it to be, but sometimes it's better to just get the message out, you know, because then you build with consistency, and nothing is perfect. But thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Have a have a have a beautiful divine, what's the word I'm looking for? Have a beautiful divine day and go beyond what you consider great. Go beyond what you consider your best. Just try. Take one more step. If you're doing push-ups, do 10 more push-ups than you usually do. Do 20. Do 30. All right. I love you. Peace.